So we were down in Manchester hanging out with our best bud Gary Barlow, the former lead singer of Take That, absolute legend, very close friends. Doing a bit of drone filming in his back garden. Okay, if I'm honest, we're not friends. He wasn't even there. He's sold his house. It's now a wedding and events venue. He was nowhere to be seen. I've never seen him in my life, never spoken to him in my life. In fact, I've never even, stood in the same room as a celebrity. Anyway, that's not the point. Let's not get bogged down in details. We were at Gary Barlow's house. So we popped out onto the lawn to get some nice shots of the house with the drone. It was all looking good. The house was looking good. The weather was all right. The gardens were great. Stick the drone up, how hard can it be? Within 2 seconds we saw a stinking great big white van in the shot to the left of the house as we looked at it. Like, oh, God's sake, just give us a break. We only had a few minutes to do this as well. So we weren't in a position to move the van. The guy who owned it was nowhere to be seen. So what we're going to take you through now is a live run through of how we went about filming the house from takeoff all the way through to getting the shots that we wanted to achieve. It was a 9-minute flight. Condensed it down into just a few minutes here, talking through some of the processes so that you can see how we got these shots coming up now. So here we are at Gary Barlow's old house. Let's take this thing off. There we go. Nice smooth takeoff. Conditions are good. Where did that white van come from? Okay, so we can't move the white van, we can't move the house, we can't move the trees, blah, 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 blah. Let's move the drone. Here we are, moved down a bit. The van's basically disappeared. That's a good start, I'd say. First attempt. We creeping in reveal shot, looking nice. There's the house, not too shabby. It's veering off a bit to the left. And if you're looking for it, that van is still there. That's not actually too bad, but I don't like the way it veered off left. That was more pilot skill. But as you can see, the van is still there, so that's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for perfection at the end of the day. Plan B. Flyback, nice flyback reveal of the house. You can still see that van though, can't you? This is a shot we do all the time of buildings. You can either fly it back or you can reverse this in post and fly in. So you set your end point, which is your start point, and you get a nice tracking in shot. But again, the van was there. I mean, that's not too bad, that shot at the end of the day. It's still quite nice, but we're trying to get rid of that van, aren't we? So setting up this shot, you can see the van is basically invisible now. That's not too bad. It's tucked behind the tree. Let's fly away, make everything really small. House is getting smaller, van is getting smaller. It's not too bad. And the thing is though, it's not the shot that we envisaged. The house is tiny now. The landscape looks nice. I mean, there's not like there's any supermarkets in the background or factories or anything like that. So it's not bad, but you're a wee bit far away now. Again, not exactly what we had in mind. Creeping in from up high, well, we know that this isn't going to work, is it? There's the van. Oh, yep, absolutely. So I can't remember exactly what my thought process was here, but I knew at one point I wanted to try a point of interest, a nice curving arcing motion, and to do that you have to sit your Phantom above the house to set your point of interest. That's the center point of the radius at which the drone is going to curve around. We always like to try and make a shot even out of just moving from A to B. So this was not a deliberate shot. This is me setting the point of interest. So as we look straight down onto those steps, that is the center point at which the Phantom will arc around when we enable the intelligent flight mode that sets the point of interest. Now we're flying back. That sets the distance at which the rotation is going to take place. Again, trying to make a little shot of it, a little tilting reveal. Not really, it doesn't really work, does it? There's the van, there's cars now, there's more stuff you don't want to see. And to be honest with you, we don't like taking shots of roofs of buildings. It's not really, we're not doing the roof inspection, we're not a survey company. Lowering it down, can we make a shot of that? Not really. Normally that'd be a really nice shot. Lower it down, tilt up, it can be a really cool reveal, a nice way of filming buildings. Now we're starting to see, I should have noticed this sooner, but look at that tree on the left. That tree is covering up the van. That is the secret to the success of this shot. To give you a little head start as to where we're going with this. I didn't spot that at the time though, I should have been paying attention. Now this is on intelligent flight mode. I'm not flying this now. This is a point of interest. As you can see, there's a rotation. It's not much use because the van and cars and whatever else, the golf buggy, are still visible. Okay, we had to stop there because of the tree that we were going to fly into, which forced us to fly up, and boom, no van. Happy days. As I say, should have noticed that a little bit earlier. Let's fly back to extend the radius of the point of interest, make a shot of it at the same time. This was not a deliberate shot, this was just flying from A to B, but it's a nice shot, it's a great shot. Starting to see what we've got here. We've got a little sense of motion because we've got a bit of depth in the shot. There's some trees, houses in the midground, we've got some clouds and trees in the background. Now let's get ourselves into position for the big reveal. There we go. From behind the trees, revealing the house, arcing motion. That's a cool shot. No vans, no people, no golf buggies. Yeah, that's more like it. Right to the center point, the van still can't be seen. Like where this is going, and you'd probably cut it about there. I just saw someone moving there and you can see the van now. Cool, job done. Let's get this thing down and on with the next task. So the point of this is that invariably there'll be something in the shot that you have to try and hide if you want to have a nice clean shot. In this case it was a white van, and it took us 9 minutes to figure out a way of hiding that van. Now admittedly, having watched that video, it seems very obvious. Just look for a tree and tuck the white van behind the tree, and you can see that throughout the course of those 9 minutes we were trying to find solutions like that. It just took us a little while to get there. Nonetheless, when battery time is limited, when you're under pressure to get on and do the next shot, or whatever the case may be, you might have limited access, you might only have a little break in the weather, be it the rain has stopped or the sun is shining. You have to try and make it happen as quickly as possible, so you have to think about it. Generally speaking, the only thing you're going to be able to move is the camera itself. You can't move the building. In this case, we couldn't move the van, we couldn't move the tree from here to here to cover up the van, so we had to move the phantom. You have to think like a filmmaker. Anyway, hopefully that was interesting for you, seeing a warts and all approach to how we actually get some of these shots that we do. If you have any comments, leave them below as always, and don't forget to subscribe so we can keep you informed of any new videos that we have here at Drone Film Guide.